Most people talk about attraction as if it were a personal choice, a moral statement, or a cultural trend. But long before culture, before dating apps, before modern society, attraction was shaped by survival. That does not make it romantic. It makes it biological. If you strip away movies and social media advice, attraction often follows patterns. Not rules, not laws, but patterns. And patterns usually come from evolution solving old problems. For most of human history, choosing a partner was not just about feelings. It affected survival, protection, and the success of future children. The brain evolved to care about cues linked to those outcomes, even if modern life looks different. This is where the term hypergamy appears. In simple terms, it describes a tendency to prefer partners perceived as higher in status, resources, competence, or stability. The key word here is perceived. The brain reacts to signals, not bank statements. This idea makes people uncomfortable because it sounds transactional. But biology is not concerned with fairness. It is concerned with survival and reproduction. Those priorities shaped human psychology long before modern values existed. Importantly, hypergamy is often misunderstood as a conscious strategy. It is usually not. Most attraction operates below awareness. People feel drawn to someone and later build a story to explain it. The feeling comes first. The justification comes after. From an evolutionary view, choosing a capable partner increased the odds that offspring would survive. Capability could mean many things: social influence, access to resources, problem-solving ability, emotional stability, or strong alliances. Notice something: money is only one modern proxy. In ancestral environments, money did not exist. Social bonds, reputation, and competence mattered more. The modern brain still reacts to those deeper cues. This does not apply to one gender only. Both men and women evolved preferences. But the types of cues often differed because reproductive costs differed. Historically, pregnancy required high investment and risk. That shaped sensitivity to partner reliability and stability. Meanwhile, signs of health, fertility, and genetic quality shaped other preferences. None of this is moral or immoral. It is descriptive. The confusion today comes from modern environments changing faster than biology. Dating apps, global social circles, and digital comparison create unnatural levels of choice. The brain evolved for small groups, not thousands of options. When options explode, comparison increases. When comparison increases, perceived standards shift. This can make attraction feel unstable or competitive, even if nothing about human nature actually changed. Another factor is visibility. Social media highlights high-status signals constantly: travel, lifestyle, confidence, social proof. The brain sees these cues and reacts automatically. It does not pause to analyze context. But high perceived status is not the same as long-term compatibility. Evolution favored short-term attraction cues and long-term stability cues. Modern dating often overexposes the short-term ones. This creates mismatches. Someone may trigger attraction but not trust. Someone else may signal reliability but not excitement. The brain weighs both, sometimes inconsistently. A common mistake is turning these patterns into blame. That is not useful and not scientific. Patterns describe tendencies, not destiny. Humans have self-awareness. Culture and personal values influence decisions too. Understanding attraction patterns should increase clarity, not resentment. When people see these mechanisms as biology rather than betrayal, they make better choices. There is also individual variation. Not everyone values the same cues. Environment, upbringing, and personality shape preferences. Evolution provides tendencies, not scripts. Another overlooked point is that status itself is contextual. A person seen as high status in one environment may not be in another. A skilled athlete, a respected teacher, and a successful entrepreneur signal competence in different ways. The brain adapts to context. This means attraction is flexible. It responds to perceived capability in the current environment. That flexibility helped humans survive changing conditions. It also explains why confidence and emotional regulation are consistently attractive. They signal internal stability. Stability historically reduced risk. Notice what is not required here: cruelty, arrogance, or manipulation. Those behaviors often reduce trust. Short-term attention is not the same as long-term value. Modern culture sometimes confuses visibility with desirability. Loud signals get attention, but quiet competence often builds lasting bonds. Biology supports both short-term and long-term strategies, but they serve different goals. Another reality is assortative matching. People often pair with those near their own perceived level of attractiveness, education, or ambition. Not perfectly, but commonly. Social environments naturally guide this. So hypergamy is not a simple ladder where everyone chases the top. It is a pattern of seeking good options within perceived reach. The brain constantly balances desire and realism. Understanding this reduces confusion. Attraction is not random, but it is also not fully controllable. It is influenced by cues, context, and personal experience. The healthiest response is awareness. When people understand what signals they send and what signals they respond to, they gain agency. They can align choices with long-term goals instead of short-term impulses. This knowledge is not about gaming the system. It is about understanding human nature. Just like knowing how nutrition affects the body, knowing how attraction works informs decisions. The modern world gives more freedom than ever in partner choice. That is a privilege historically rare. But freedom works best with understanding. The harsh truth is simple: attraction is not purely logical, and it is not purely cultural. It is partly biological pattern recognition shaped by ancient pressures. Ignoring that does not make it disappear. Understanding it allows smarter navigation. And when people stop treating attraction as a moral battlefield and start seeing it as human psychology, conversations become calmer and more productive. At the end of the day, awareness creates choice. Without awareness, people repeat patterns they do not understand. Biology explains tendencies. It does not dictate destiny. The more clearly you see human nature, the better you can work with it instead of fighting it. See reality clearly.